Hey guys, I'm back at it with another video. If you haven't checked out my Tay Maria-thon, go ahead and check that out. That was the last thing I posted. And I said, I was like, I'm gonna be back posting y'all. I'm gonna post every week. Anyway, we ain't even gonna get into all that because I'll do that every video. So we ain't gonna talk about it. But let's get straight into it. So honestly, since I've been posting shorts, and that's why it's important to subscribe to me so you could get my shorts, like the little videos or whatever. Like I'll post my TikToks on here. So I've been getting some subscribers from that. So shout out to all the new subscribers. And let's get straight to this story time, because I don't want this video to be too long. This story time gonna be about the time, y'all, this girl thought she was finna come be a fake friend of me, y'all. Like who? Like who? This girl thought she was gonna come around me and just use me. And it's like I have experienced that before. I experienced that from friends, family. I didn't experience people only coming around me to use me. So when she came around me, I already knew what was tea. Let's jump straight into it. This was a story time back when I was working at the group home, y'all. It was the last group home that I worked at. I made a story time about it, but I don't think it's on my channel no more. And y'all, let me tell you. So, so I was working there. I was working like second shift, I think. Like I would come in like I think at 10 or 11, and then I would leave like at 8 or 9. I don't remember. So I think yeah. So I would leave at like 8 or 9. It was this girl that would come in. So as I was getting off, she was coming in for a third shift, right? So as over time, as I was working there, I didn't really talk to her like that, because I didn't really know her like that. So it started to be times where we would start talking, because I would it was this other girl, like my coworker. We would work on the same shift and she was cool. So me and her, we would be talking all day, like, you know what I'm saying? So then we started talking to the girl that started coming in on third shift. And she was cool. We gonna get her name. We gonna get her name, y'all. We gonna call her, I'm gonna call her Square. And the reason why I'm gonna call her Square was because she, like, to me personally, I felt like she lacked depth, if that makes sense. Like, she lacked depth. I can't explain it. Like, she was kind of boring. Like, now, we gonna get into it. Let me just tell y'all what happened. So, boom. We had, when she would come in, we would like spark conversation. Like all three of us would just stand and talk about like random stuff, like maybe stuff that was going on in like pop culture or whatever. Like, I don't know, y'all. We was just talking about random stuff or stuff that was going on the shift. Like, so I thought the girl was cool. One day she asked for my Instagram, y'all. I think one day she asked for my Instagram and I gave it to her. She ended up DMing me on Instagram and we had started talking. And I don't know, it seemed like she was trying to shoot her friend shot. And I was happy because I didn't really have no friends at that time. Like, really, the only people I would talk to was my coworkers, and then I would go home. Like, I wouldn't really talk to nobody. So when she was trying to shoot her friend shot, I was like, oh, period. Like, y'all, she had her own place at the time. At the time, I was living with the lady. So this was after I had got evicted from my first apartment, and I was renting a room from the lady. And I was, like, kind of effed up around that time, too, y'all. Like, as far as, like, I don't know. Cause I had a roof over my head, but still, like, I was sleeping on the floor in that lady trailer. Like, I don't know. So anyway, y'all, we had started like DMing each other on Instagram, and it wasn't really nothing crazy. Like, we would talk about like, I don't know, it just be like, hey, what you doing? Oh, nothing, chilling. And like I said, the girl was kind of boring. Like, she wasn't really talking about nothing. Like, I don't know. And then she would like text back slow, or I'd text back slow. Like, I don't know. We weren't really talking about nothing. So one day she had DM me and she was like, hey, can you come do my hair? I feel like when she got my Instagram, she scrolled down my page and seen that I did hair. I don't know. I feel like that's what she did, but ain't no telling. So I told her, I was like, yeah, I got you. Like, I'll do your hair. She didn't want me to do a style. She just wanted me to part her hair and put the rubber bands in. And she was going to do, like, I think some faux locks or something. I don't know, or like some passion twists. So I had came over. Well, I checked with the manager. So the person that was over the group home, I had texted him. And I was like, hey, can I come do so-and-so's hair? Now, y'all, the girl that I'm telling y'all about, what did I name her? Square. So Square, she was the cousin of the man that owned the group home. he don't really need a name, but the man that owned the group home, that was his cousin. And some of the other people that worked there too, they was related to him, or they had done known him for a long time. So yeah, y'all keep that in mind. So that was his cousin. So I said, okay, I'll come over and do Square's hair while she's working third shift, because in the group home, y'all, it was like a house setting. So it's like, and then the children, they would sleep, like they had a bedtime. So they would sleep around that time anyway. So really she would just sit in the living room and just monitor and make sure don't nobody get up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So, I asked him to make sure it was okay. And he said I could. Like, he was like, okay, yeah. So I had went over there to do her hair, y'all. I had got my little stuff. And then at the time I was covering myself, but I think I went over there without my covering, because sometimes I wouldn't wear it. Like, if, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I wouldn't wear it. But most of the time I did have it on. I ain't gonna lie. So I had went over there with all my little hair stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I was doing her hair and we was just talking. So she was telling me about her other friends, because I was saying like, oh, so what you do in your free time? Like, you got any hobbies? So really, I think she told me like she be chilling, like watching TV, and she had a daughter, y'all. She had a daughter, and I think around the time her daughter was like maybe 1 or 2, 3, I don't remember, y'all, but her daughter was young. And so she was telling me about her daughter and how she wasn't with the father of her child. So he had his own place somewhere. I don't know where that man lived at, but he had his own place, but they wasn't together or whatever. I don't know if he was actively in the child's life. Maybe he was. I don't know, y'all. So she was just telling me stuff about her life. She was telling me about her other friends and how she had friends that lived like in different cities and stuff, and they would come and visit her. And I was like, oh, that's cool. One thing I noticed right off the bat with this girl, when we would like talk, she would mostly just tell me about her life. So it wouldn't be like if we having a conversation, it wouldn't be like, oh, she tell me about her life, I tell her about mine. Of course I would tell her certain stuff, but a lot of the time we would just talk about her, and it would just be like, I can't explain it. Like, it wouldn't even really be nothing exciting. It would just be like, oh yeah, I'm not talking to my baby daddy, but I'm talking to this other dude, and yeah, and then I got this one homegirl, she live in this city, and da da da. Like, it just kind of be like that. Like, yeah, I had went over there and I did her hair, and after I was finished with her hair, I had left. But during while I was doing her hair, y'all, I had got hungry while I was over there. So I was like, I'm finna order something on DoorDash. You want something? She was like, oh no. She was like, I don't use DoorDash because DoorDash is like really expensive. Like, I guess she was budgeting her money, because like I said, she had a daughter and she had her own apartment. So, you know, she had bills to pay, like, you know, and like she didn't have no vehicle. So I'm pretty sure she probably had to pay for like ride fare, like for people to give her rides or whatever. I don't know. So and then y'all keep this in mind too. At this group home, the way they was looking at me, like I made the mistake of telling the boss like my situation, what I was going through. I think I told him I had got evicted, and then I was living outside for a certain amount of time, and then I started renting a room from the lady, and I didn't have no vehicle at the time neither, so I was walking to and from work, y'all. The walk to work was like an hour there and an hour back, y'all. It was a long walk, like I'm telling you. So I felt like the people, like my coworkers and my boss, I felt like they was looking at me like I was like really poor, or they was looking at me as if I was like beneath them, because I didn't have a lot of the support that they had. Like, and then some of them had vehicles, some of them had their own crib. So it's like, I didn't have the type of support that my peers had, and I felt like they looked down on me because of that. And it was weird because I felt like my boss was trying to treat me like I was like a charity case. But y'all, out of everybody working there, I was making the least amount of money. Like, literally, I kid you not. Everybody was making 15 and up. I was the only one making like I was making like, I think 14 or 13. Either I was making like $13 or $14, like, but everybody else was making more money than me. And I didn't notice at the time either. Like, I did not notice at the time. So I just thought it was weird that my boss was trying to talk about me and had everybody else, because when everything I told him, he told everybody. So he was the type of boss, you couldn't tell him nothing because he was going to tell all your business. So you couldn't tell him that you didn't want everybody to know, because he was going to tell everybody, because he did. So everybody around me was looking at me like, oh, like, look at this poor little girl. Like, she don't got no car. She don't got her own crib. Like, she's struggling. Like, they looked at me like as if I was like struggling real bad, which I felt like I was. But y'all, we gonna get into, because they all was struggling in their own different way. Like that was the part that blew my mind. Like, you would have thought the way they was looking at me, you would have thought like they had all their stuff together. You would have thought like they was doing a big one. Even the boss man, he had me fooled thinking that he was like really doing it, like really out here getting money. Y'all, that man was stealing money from the group home. He was stealing money out of his business. Like, he was stealing money from the kids. And don't get it messed up. Like, if you were to come in a group home, it looked nice, but it's like they had to have certain things in order because they would have got shut down by the state or whatever. But with that being said, it's like everybody there was like putting on, or when they would come around me, it's almost like they would try to like flex on me, or they'll try to like look down on me because of the situation that they was told that I was in, right? But it's like I said, they always struck. Anyway, so let's get back to the story. So yeah, I went over there, did the girl hair, and then after I was done, and then while I was over there, I had ordered some food, and she told me that, oh, like, she can't afford DoorDash and da-da-da. And I was low-key thinking in my head, like, girl, I can't barely afford DoorDash neither, but I still get it because I ain't had no car and I was hungry. So I had ordered me some pizza or whatever. And so I ended up leaving. And so then after that, like, occasionally she would hit me up on Instagram, or like we would talk, but it wasn't really like that for like most of the time. We probably would talk when she would come in for her shift and I was leaving. Fast forward, y'all, something had happened at the group home. Like, I think it was something with like a plumbing issue. So the kids ended up having to evacuate to like this Airbnb, y'all. The Airbnb was nice and it was far away. Like, I think it was in like South Carolina or something. And so I ended up going with the kids to South Carolina. I think we stayed for like 2 or 3 days. I ain't gonna lie, the boss, he had did his thing when he found the Airbnb. Once again, I felt like he was trying to flex because he knew that since it was a plumbing issue, the landlord was gonna have to pay for the Airbnb. So I feel like that's why he went all out. But it was a super nice Airbnb, y'all. And in the back of the Airbnb, it was like not a river. I can't explain it, but it was like this body of water, y'all. It was, I don't know, it was a fun time. So me and the girl ended up both going. So me and Square ended up going, and we spent nights there because we had to watch the kids. We was under 24-hour surveillance over the children to make sure they was good while they was away. Y'all, let me tell you, this kind of where, you know, just listen. So when I got there, you know, I was taking care of the kids and stuff, make sure they was good, like doing activities with them. Like, we even did canoeing. Like, that was fun. That was my first time canoeing. It was so fun. Like, oh my gosh, it was so many mussels down there, like under the water. They was big mussels too. And like some of the co-workers that had ended up coming, they had took some home like to eat while I was down there. And let me tell y'all, the boss had told me, because the boss smoked weed, and then like really everybody that worked there smoked weed, except for maybe the mama. Yeah, probably the mom. No, I think, did she hit the blunt? I don't know, but everybody there, most of the people there really smoke weed for it, right? So the boss man told me that I could bring my weed on the trip. I think we was gonna be there for like 2 or 3 days. So he told me that I could bring my weed. So I did, because if he told me I could bring it, then I did. Let me tell y'all, I brought my weed and I had put it somewhere in the closet to where the kids could not get to it, right? So while the mama had went back there and found my weed, and then she came to me and she said something about it, like, she was just like, what? Like, she was just acting like it was crazy that I bought my weed. And I was telling her, like, I literally told her, I was like, your son told me, because it was the mama, y'all. It was the mama. Because the mama worked there too. Like, the mama worked there too, y'all. It was crazy. So, yeah, the mama was trying to say something about me bringing my weed. And I had to let her know, like, your son told me to bring my weed. If that man never would have told me to bring my weed, I would have never bought my weed, literally. Like, I wasn't even thinking I was going to be able to bring the weed. Like, I was prepared to go them 3 days without smoking. Like, so he told me I could bring my weed, and then he wanted to smoke with me too. Like, so I had brought it. So like, for the mama to be acting like that was out of pocket for me to bring my weed, I had to let her know, like, no, your son told me to bring the weed. And she just like, she ain't say nothing, but it was kind of weird because I felt like he slick was trying to act like he ain't know why I brought the weed too. Like, them people was weird. I ain't gonna lie. Like, it was, because I think the boss was like 43 or 44 at the time, and then the mama was older than him, obviously. Y'all, it was like they all was like older than me, except for like this one girl. but they was childish. Like they was older than me, but y'all, they was childish. Like they would do little stuff just to fake get upset. Like I don't know, like they was weird. I'm so glad I don't work there no more. Y'all, so keep on, I had my weed. So eventually, like when it would get late, the boss and all the other coworkers that wasn't working the shift, they would leave. And so it was just me and Square. So me and Square, we would stay up, of course, like all night to watch the kids. Or like we would take turns like sleeping, like trying to get some rest. So while the kids was asleep, I would go outside and roll up and smoke me one. So when I would offer, because I feel like that's rude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't want to just go out there and smoke. I should have not offered, but I thought it'd be rude. So I asked her, I was like, oh, do you want to smoke with me? And she was like, oh yeah, like I'll hit it. Like I don't really smoke like that, but yeah, I'll smoke with you. So she would come outside, and of course we could still see like and monitor the because it was like the living room. In the living room, that's where all the like little rooms was connected. So if any of the kids came out the room, we was gonna be able to see them because they had like this balcony thing. I don't know, y'all. It was lit, but we was able to see them. So she would come outside and smoke with me, and we was talking. And she, like, once again, like I said, just telling me about her life, telling me about the relationship with her and the father of her child. And yeah, like just telling me about her life. Now at that moment I wasn't sharing much about me because she didn't ask. And I just felt like she didn't ask, she probably didn't care. Like I don't know. So I would just let her vent. Like that's what it turned into. Like the more I talked to the girl, it would just turn into like vintage sessions as if I was like a therapist, like a free therapist, and she would just tell me about like her problems. And she even told me about how she had met this one dude, and I think like I don't know if it was like the first night that they kicked it or what, I don't know, but she was telling me how she had slept with him, but then she was like she wanted to have a son, and because she already had a daughter, so she said she wanted to have another kid and she wanted it to be a son, and but she wanted it by her baby daddy, like she wanted it by the same man. And she was like, yeah, I just wanted to be by my baby daddy so both of my kids would have the same dad and da 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 da. But y'all, to me, that didn't make any sense because the girl basically told me, like, I don't know if the baby daddy was messing with other women. Like, I feel like he was because it's like, it didn't seem like he was really paying her a lot of attention. Like, the way she would sit up and talk about everything, it was really very much given like single mom. Like it wasn't given like the man was like they was in a relationship. Like it didn't seem like the man was pursuing her or whatever. So it was just kind of like in my head, I just thought that was weird. Like, girl, you gonna double back and have another kid by this man, and y'all already not together, and he don't have no intentions of marrying you. Like, wouldn't you want to have your second kid by a man that's like gonna marry you, so then you will have that family unit, and it wouldn't just be her having to take care of the two kids by herself, because I felt like she didn't deserve that. Like she was a young lady. So it's like her family, she had a lot of support within her family, which was really good because they would watch her baby, like the grandma or the mama would watch her baby while she was at work, like if the mama didn't have to work at the group home that day. And so yeah, like she had support within the family, but I just felt like it just didn't seem like she was living like her best life. Like I don't think her having a kid like could like cause her to not live her best life. I feel like if you have a kid, you could still make the proper decisions to make sure you enjoy your life as well, like the same way you raising your kids. So it wasn't giving that. Like the girl really gave me very much depressed. She also like the fact that she was sitting up there telling me all of her business, like the details and everything. It gave me very much like she didn't have any boundaries, and it gave me that like if she tried to talk to other people, they probably wouldn't listen to her. And it's because it wouldn't be no mutual conversation. It would just be her sitting up there talking about herself. Now, usually when people do that, it's because when they talk to other people don't ask them about them. Like, I don't know, I can't explain it. Like when they talk to other people, they probably just listen to that person's problem. So when they get around somebody that seems like they're willing to listen to them, they just vent about themselves. Like my brother used to do this. Like they just talk about themselves like the whole time. So that's what she would do, y'all. And it was just like, I mean, it was cool because I thought like, you know, we was friends or becoming friends. Like, I don't know, like it just was like, it did kind of seem weird over time when I realized like, wow, I haven't really told wow, I was like, wow, I haven't really told this girl nothing about me. But I realized that that was a good thing, y'all. That was actually a good thing that that girl ain't know nothing about me, because all she was gonna do was sit up and talk about me. So while we was over at the Airbnb, this was one thing I noticed, right? I would take the kids outside. Like during the day, I would be the one really interacting with the kids, talking to them and stuff, like taking them to do activities. When I would take the kids outside, y'all, even though me and her was both on the shift, she would stay inside and like watch TV. So she would kind of like chill, and I would be doing most of the work, which I didn't mind because I had a genuine connection with the kids. Like I love kids. Like kids are so pure. Like I love kids. So I didn't mind, but that was one thing I definitely noticed. Like she just would like, I don't know, she would just stay back and like chill, and then I would be doing, but it's like, girl, we getting paid. Like why is you, I don't know. So every night, like when it come nighttime and the kids would go to sleep, every time I would roll up, she would smoke with me, right? So fast forward, came time for us to go back. Like the plumbing issue had got fixed, and it was time for us to go back to the house. She had like we had rode together, so it was me, the boss, his mama, and Square and me. Did I say that? Yeah. And so we all rode back together, and she wanted me to come over to her house. She was like, "Oh, do you want to come over? Like we could kick it, da da da." So I was like, "Cool." So I had went over there, like I drove my car over there, y'all, and I ain't had no license plate or nothing. So that was like, ooh, like I was really risking it trying to go over there. But I didn't have no friends, and I was desperate for friends too. Like just how she probably was desperate, like for people like to listen to her. I don't know. So when they had dropped me off at the lady trailer, I had got my stuff and I had drove to her house. So she had let me in, and she had like this 2 bedroom. Like it was nice. Like I mean, it wasn't super nice, but it was nice for what she had going on. Like shoot, y'all, she was a single mama. She was young. She had her own place. She had her own thing going on for for herself, and I could respect that. So I was over there, and like I rolled up because like I like to smoke, and then plus I was nervous because I didn't really know the girl like that. So I had rolled up and I started smoking, and she was smoking with me, and so she was like, we was just talking. She was like, yeah, that like telling me about the same stuff, just telling me about her life. So this is why I started catching up. Oh no, hold on, and let me throw this part in here too. Let me, y'all. The girl she sneak dissed me, y'all. The girl sneak dissed me. Rewind back to when we was at the Airbnb. We was all sitting around a campfire, and the director came, and like the other coworkers was there, and we was just talking and stuff. So I had my cards, like I had my tarot cards. So the girl, she was sitting next to me, and she was like, "Oh, pull some cards on me, like do a reading on me." So I think I pulled like 1 or 2 cards on her, and I told her what they meant. And then I had put my cards up. And the reason why I did that was because like I was enjoying the vibes. Like I wasn't trying to sit and do no whole reading for the girl, because a reading could turn into like a 30 minute to an hour reading. So I wasn't trying to like focus all my energy on this girl. Like I was trying to enjoy the time. And then the kids was around too. So I wasn't trying to, kill the vibes. Y'all, why when I put the cards up, I noticed, because I'm always looking at my peripheral. Like I'm always watching. But if you're looking at me, you're going to think I'm not paying no attention. Y'all, I was watching the girl the whole time. When I put my cards up, like she had looked at me, and I noticed like she gave me like this nasty look. And I don't know if she was upset because I didn't continue to read it. I don't know what it was, y'all. But when I put my cards up, she just kind of looked at me, and she like, I don't know if she's like slick rolled her eyes or what. But I could tell she was feeling some type of way towards me. So she had got up and she was walking off. I was talking about why I was like watching the fire. And as the girl was walking off as Square was walking off, she slick said some funny stuff under her breath. But I don't know what she said. I'll act like I didn't hear her, right? Because I was acting oblivious, y'all. Y'all keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. So I act like I didn't hear her, and I was still watching the fire. So when she said whatever she said, the older man, director man, he started laughing. So I guess she said some slick stuff. So like I could tell that she was kind of like throwing shots. Like it was weird, y'all. Like they all would kind of do that. Like they would kind of throw shots or make fun of me, but the stuff they'll try to make fun of me for was nothing to make fun of. Like, I don't know. So that had happened. I kept that in the back of my mind. I was like, yeah, this girl don't like me. On top of her looking at me crazy when I had read a couple cards and put them up. And then like she walked off and said like some slick stuff. Like, I don't know. Like it was weird. Like I think it has something to do about me doing tarot. Like I think he asked me about my cards or something, and then the girl said some slick stuff, and it's like you gonna try to say something funny about like me with my cards or looking at the fire, but you was just over here next to me, pressed for me to give you a reading. Now all of a sudden you sneak this in me. Bet. Kept that in the back of my mind. Still ended up going over to the girl crib, y'all. She offered me some snacks, and then we was smoking. She was telling me about her life and da 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 da. And so it was getting late, so I ended up leaving. This is what made me fully cut the girl off. As I was leaving, she was telling me, she was like,
yeah, and I got this one friend, she be coming to visit me, and she always bring weed, cause she know I be wanting to smoke. Like she know, like she always bring weed. She know to bring her weed, cause yeah, I'm a one to smoke, and yeah.
And so I was like, oh, okay, yeah, like that's funny. Like, I hope you have a good time. Da, da, da. So y'all, I ended up leaving. I never talked to that girl after that. Like the only time I talked to her was when I would be at work. And it was because I knew right then and there when that girl told me, like, oh, her friend know to bring the weed. Like it was the way she said it. I knew right then and there, like, girl, you think you finna use me to smoke. And it's like, it's not finna be that. Cause every time we would smoke, even then it wasn't like she had her own weed at the crib, and when I pulled up, she matched. The girl didn't have no weed, y'all. She wouldn't buy weed because her money had to go to her and her daughter. So, like, basically, and then plus, she wouldn't, like, she don't smoke around her daughter. Like, you can't smoke around no kid because that's illegal. Like, you'll get a kid intoxicated, like, under the influence. So, she wouldn't smoke weed around her daughter. Like, so the only time she could smoke was when she had a babysitter, and like I guess she would be around people that had weed. So when she told me as I was leaving, like talking about, oh yeah, my friend know to bring weed, I felt like she was talking to me. And I could be reading too much into it, but I don't think so. I felt like that girl was talking to me because all them times that we did like was sitting like talk for real, it was because we was smoking, and every time I would roll up, she would come and smoke with me. And the girl had already told me she didn't smoke like that. So now all of a sudden, every time I roll up, you want to smoke? That girl wanted to smoke my weed, bro. That's why she wanted to basically let me know without letting me know, yeah, make sure you got that weed. When you pull up on me, don't pull up on me empty-handed. And then, y'all, while I was in the girl crib and we was talking, she was like, yeah, I need to go to the store. Like, I've been trying to find me a ride to the store. I wonder what's open right now. To me, it was given like the girl wanted me to give her a ride to the store because I had a car. And it was like, yeah, I have a car, but it's like I didn't have no license plate. And then I had no license at the time, and my license was suspended, y'all. They not suspended no more by the grace of God. God is good. But at the time they was suspended. So if I would have got pulled over for not having a license plate, y'all, that would have been bad. And so I already was taking a risk by going to her crib, but since it was so late, like I wasn't tripping. But I definitely wasn't about to take her to the store because what do you mean? I would have to get on like the roads where it probably would be more people. Like I took the back way. Hello. So yeah, like it was given. The girl wanted me to take her to the store. She kept saying little stuff to get me to offer, but I would never do it because like, girl, I can't take you to the store. That was another thing I feel like she thought she was gonna use me for. Like I felt like she was the type of person or friend to look at other people like, okay, do they have a car? Like, can they give me rides to go grocery shopping? Do they have weed? Like, so then I could smoke for free and I don't have to buy my own. Like, she would look at people for what they could give to her. And it's like, also to her being a single mother, it was given like, since she had a kid and I didn't, I felt like she was inconsiderate to me. Like, do that make sense? It's like, she felt like, oh, she could smoke my weed. She felt like, oh yeah, you could give me a ride. Definitely probably wasn't gonna give me no gas money. Like, oh, can you come do my hair? Like, didn't offer me no type of money. Like, and I did a good job. Like, kind of stuff like that. It's like she expected me to help her because she was a single mom. And it's like, girl, your kid has nothing to do with me. That's just like if I had a kid, I wouldn't dare have expected, oh yeah, if she ain't had no kids, then yeah, she could help me. She could come do stuff for me. Oh yeah, I'm finna call her. She ain't got no kids. She ain't doing that. Like, I don't want no friends like that. Because it's like, why you gonna make other people pay for the fact that you decide to have a kid at a young age? Like, handle your responsibilities. Like, I would not, like, if I don't have no kids, but if I did, I would not expect people to give me handouts or, yeah, take me to the store. Yeah, let me smoke with you. Like, no. And I definitely felt like that girl was giving that type of energy. That girl didn't even like me. That's why she was sneak dissing me. But I thought that it was smart. I thought that it was smart on my behalf because when she would, like, when I would peep weird stuff about her, I would play it off and act like I didn't see it. So the whole time, I felt like she thought she was playing in my face. Like, I felt like she thought she was being fake to me, but whole time she wasn't being fake to me. I was peeping her energy. I was just waiting on the perfect time to cut her off. And so when I went over to her house and I smoked with her for that last time, I had kind of cut her off after that. Now, at the time, I had 2 phones, y'all, but one of the phones was a government phone, and sometimes it would be turned off. I ended up misplacing that phone, like I had lost it for a little minute. The whole time it was in my car, but we're going to get to that part. I ended up misplacing that phone, but that was the only phone number that she had in mine. She didn't have the phone number to my other phone that I was using. Y'all, so ever since that day, I had met up with her at her crib. I did not talk to the girl. I would only see her at work. I ended up finding my phone maybe like a week later. I don't know how much time went by. Do y'all know this girl was texting my phone, y'all? Like, I wish I could go get it, but I don't feel like charging it and all that. This girl was texting my phone, like days was going by, and she would text my phone on different nights, like, oh, I'm baby free. That was one thing she used to say. She'd be like, oh yeah, I'm baby free tonight. Girl, why are you telling me that? Because I feel like when a female say that, like, she's saying it to like a dude or like somebody that she with, like, because that means, oh, like, we get freaky tonight, like, I'm baby free. But obviously she wasn't saying it like that. It wasn't on no stuff like that, but it's like, it was just weird that she would say that to me, like, oh, I'm baby free. Y'all, she was saying that because she was giving me that green light to come over and smoke with her. Because like I told y'all, she didn't smoke around her baby. So the only time that girl wanted to hang out with me is if I was smoking with her. So the girl was texting my phone whole time and then calling me, y'all. She was texting me and calling me to see if I was going to come over to her house and smoke with her. But like I said, I didn't have that other phone at the time, so I wasn't seeing it. So I had ended up texting her back. And I think even, y'all, the last text message she had sent me, she was like, do you know a plug? Like, I'm trying to get some weed. And I felt like, because the fact that I wasn't responding to her, y'all, I felt like she was starting to feel like I was picking up like on what she was doing. Because that last time, like after a week had done went by and I wasn't responding, her last text was like, oh yeah, I'm trying to get some weed. Yeah, girl, because ain't nobody about to keep smoking with you for free. Like, you're a grown woman. If you want to smoke, girl, go buy you some weed. Like, what? Don't be sitting up there trying to befriend me and you don't even like me. And that was another reason why the girl probably would never ask me or care how I'm doing, because she genuinely didn't like me. She just wanted to use me as someone to vent to and tell all her problems to. Because I was a good listener and I was the type to like show people that I care. Because I think that's rude. If somebody telling you something, especially like something deep about their life and they're venting, I feel like that's rude to act like you don't care about what they're talking about. But some people don't care. Some people will straight up like tell you like, oh, I don't care about that, and start talking about themselves. So yeah, like that girl did not like me, y'all. That girl wanted me to come and smoke with her, do her hair, all kinds of stuff. Like, I don't know. Like, I wasn't feeling it at all. I was definitely not feeling it. And then on top of that, girl, you don't even like me. You just wanted to use me. Like, bro, what? That was so crazy to me. And then, y'all, I could tell that the girl was hating on me too, because after that, I had texted, when I found my phone, I had texted her back. And I was like, oh, my bad, girl. I just found this phone. Like, I had misplaced it. And so then she had texted me after that, y'all, but I never responded. Like, I literally just stopped talking to the girl because I was just getting weird vibes. And girl, you wasn't about to use me because I already was struggling back then, right? Everybody it already was like an inside joke that, oh, Taylor's the poor one, right? But you want to come use me for my car and stuff. Let me tell y'all. So as time was going on, I had wanted more hours. So they said that I could pull a double. So I would come in like at 10 or 11. And I think I had ended up doing third shift, or I would pick up extra shifts and I would work third shift with her. It was awkward because ever since then, like when I stopped texting her back and stuff, she started acting kind of funny. Like it was giving like passive aggressive. Like I would like walk in the room, she would like roll her eyes or whatever, but I would ignore her because I already knew why she was mad. She was mad because she couldn't use me. I noticed like the girl had started copying me too, y'all. Like I had this long coat, like I had like 2 trench coats that I would wear. And she would wear this coat, but it was like a bubble coat, y'all. It was like a trench coat, kind of like, it was long, but it was like a bubble coat. It wasn't giving the same thing like my coat. And there was other stuff too that I felt like she was trying to copy. And then she would ask me, like, I had this big fluffy jacket, y'all. She was like, oh, where you get that jacket from? And I was like, oh, I got it from Gabe. Y'all, I felt like that. I ain't gonna lie, like, I really felt like that girl was asking me where I get my clothes from because she was finna start dressing like me. Like that girl was weird. Like that girl really turned out to be weird. I noticed too, I feel like she started getting jealous because when I started working at that job and I was getting paid weekly, I was able to pay the rent for the room and I was able to start buying clothes for myself too. Like I started buying nice stuff for myself. So, I started coming up and I noticed that she was kind of looking at me in a way of like, how is she able to buy this nice stuff? Because since she had a kid, y'all, she wasn't able to, I guess, like spend her money as freely as she wanted to. But since I didn't have any responsibilities, like I was able to spend my money like kind of more how I wanted to, you know what I'm saying? And so I noticed that I felt like she was like jealous because of that. Like she wanted to be able to buy herself new clothes or whatever. And yeah, so I had bought these cowboy boots, y'all. These cowboy boots was like $300 something. Like, I don't know, they was kind of expensive. So I was showing everybody, I was like, look at my cowboy boots, like they fire. She looked at them, she was like, yeah, I don't see the hype. Because they all was from New York, like she was from up north. So she was like, yeah, I don't see the hype in them. Like, trying to downplay my boots. Like, whole time, girl, you a hater because the boots was fire. Ever since then, like, I just stopped talking to the girl. And then shortly after that, I stopped working there, like, all together. So, yeah, y'all. Every time I think back on this story, I feel so empowered because it was times where I had people around me that didn't like me, that was just like that girl. Liked it what they could benefit off of me, but didn't genuinely like me as a person. And I would keep the people around. But ever since I like cut them people off, I've been able to see fake people from a mile away. So I was able to cut her off. And I know that she was somewhere looking so stupid because she just knew, like the fact that because it's like, girl, if I didn't pick up on the first night, and then you're going to hit me up in another night and I ain't pick up, and then you're going to hit me up again. You just going to keep trying to like hit me up talking about you baby free so I come smoke you. Like it was giving thirsty. Like, and I don't know, like I could see why she was feeling some type of way, because I would have been feeling some type of way too, but I don't play with people like that. Like if I want to do something, I'm going to do it. Like if I want to smoke, I'm going to go buy some weed. Like I'm not finna sit up, hey girl, I ain't doing nothing tonight. You going to come smoke? Like, no, I'm not doing that. But yeah, y'all, this is the end of this story time. I hope y'all enjoyed that. That was some tea. Make sure you hit that subscribe button because we going up. But yeah, I'm going to see y'all in my next video.